Welcome. This is Relationships 101 Podcast, your introduction to a healthy,
committed
relationship. I'm your host, Sylvester Wilson.
And I'm your co-host, Jasmika Wilson.
Yes, she is, y'all. With this nice greening, baby. Yes. High value.
What are we talking about today?
Why do some women only date or seek to date high value men?
Why do some men hesitate to date competent women?
I don't know. We're gonna dig into it though.
That's what we're talking about today, y'all. We're talking about why some men run from an established woman.
Yeah.
And why some women try to run too. We call them a high value man. That's a term that's thrown around loosely.
Yeah.
Nowadays, but why women run to established or well-off or high-value men.
So when we say high-value man, we talking about confidence. We talking about ambitious, emotionally intelligent. We talking about financially stable.
That's heavy on that one.
Heavy on the financially stable, huh?
Yeah, not the emotional intelligence.
Right.
Heavy on that financial.
Okay. And leadership, a leader. When we talking about an established woman, we're more so talking about what? Successful, independent, and self-sufficient, you know what I'm saying, in a career standpoint. And, personal goal getter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Not a gold digger, but a personal goal getter. We got questions, y'all. Are you married to your best friend?
Are you married to your business partner? If so, head on over to relationships101podcast.com. We'll drop the link down in the description.
Where you can go ahead and pick up a shirt for you and pick up a shirt for her.
Nah, fella, you know the ladies like to shop. You can pick up a shirt for you and pick up a shirt for him.
And both of y'all can rep that grind and that hustle that y'all do every day.
Every day. So
she got hers together.
Mm-hmm.
And why? What some of the issues I see with that though? Can we dig into it?
How far are you trying to go?
I'm just trying to say that a lot of women who are independent, have an issue working their way into being interdependent, which is the goal for any relationship. Interdependence. So it's working your way from being independent to interdependence, but you can't stay the same.
So are you trying to say that some men are afraid of established women because they're too independent?
I think that some men can, it could definitely be something that could kind of scare them a little bit. It could be challenging.
But wouldn't you say that speaks to an insecurity in that man?
Could be. Or it could speak to the fact that he just can't see himself in the picture. It's like some women got so much going on to where it's hard for a man to see themselves in the picture. Like, so for example.
Give me an example.
Sometimes like if you already out, but we plan on going somewhere, and you like, yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes to pick you up, right? I'm getting dressed. I'm getting ready.
Right.
Be ready now. Be ready. You heavy on the be ready, right? A lot of women heavy on the be ready. But when you get here, and I get to the car, open the door, it's a bunch of stuff sitting there in the passenger seat.
I be trying to make it there.
It's a bunch of stuff sitting in the passenger seat. So it's kind of mixed messages there. You know what I'm saying? If you heavy on the be ready, heavy on the I'm gonna be out there, we got some plans, right?
Okay.
You heavy on the be ready on my end. I'm over here getting ready. But what are you doing to prepare?
So you're saying that, I'm just trying to relate it back to the topic.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying independent women aren't preparing a seat for a man.
They ain't preparing a space for the man. Cause I be heavy on that. Like, hey, we did all this talking and planning, and we both understand the goal and what we going and what we want. We agree on that. But when you get here, I don't see a place for me. And that was your job to prepare a place for me. Because you the one already had it. Like, this is your life. I'm entering in. You want somebody in. If you want a companion, or you want somebody to ride shotgun, you gonna make sure ain't nothing in the seat. You gonna prepare the place. That's what God did, right? He made the garden before he made what he wanted, the person.
So how can somebody show the relationship? In a car, of course, I can just remove the stuff and show, hey, you could come in and sit down. Mm-hmm. But in a relationship, if this person is forced to be independent because there's not nobody for them to depend on, mm-hmm. when it comes to their finances, what ways can they clear the seat for that man?
Oh, I mean, that's the question right there. How do you prepare? Because what a lot of men are running into is women who saying that they want a man, but they're not preparing themselves. Like, when I get there, you ain't ready for what you talking about you want. It's me.
So should they stop paying their bills to let everything be past due? So the man
not at all
past due bills?
Not at all. But okay, so Maya Angelou, right? Mm-hmm. People don't get on me now. I don't quote Maya right. But I get it along the lines of...
Give your version.
Right? I'm going to give my version. That's what I'm going to do.
Summarize.
I'm going to give my version. I ain't going to give my version. My version is... I don't care how good you talk to me. And that do mean something. Mm-hmm. I don't care how good you smell. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you bought for me. Right? Or how fine you looking in that dress. Mm-hmm. What matters is, and what's gonna stick with me, is how you made me feel.
You made me feel.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a man don't really feel like a man until I can identify that you actually want me in that space.
What I hear you saying, because I like to sit in the seat of a woman who probably looking for that person. They want to feel like they're needed.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, not the past due bills, y'all. That was just a joke. But okay, you are established, but in what areas can I assist you in? So that means, I guess, the woman have to be vulnerable to show that, no, I'm not perfect. I really do need a man. I just know how to work and pay bills. Emotionally, I think a hug is necessary.
Right. We kind of get it twisted, right? So I don't really want to agree too fast. I think I did.
Don't agree, disagree.
I don't want to agree too fast to saying that a man want to feel needed. It's kind of generalizing. Mm-hmm. I want to dig a little deeper and
they want to know their role.
I want to give it a little deeper context on that.
He going deeper, y'all. Listen.
Going deep. Yeah. So what it actually is that a man, we need to know not only that we're needed, but we need to know that you see the value in us in your life. You see the value in us. So you value us as a part of your life, mm-hmm. as a part of what you've already built. Mm-hmm. Coming into something that already has value, right? You're an established woman. You already got value.
Right.
So if you're bringing me in, that means that you must see value in me. But you got to make me feel that way, though.
I got to communicate that.
It shouldn't be 3 months in, 6 months in, a year in, we've been talking. Obviously, you see something in me, right? But for some reason, I still don't know any of your issues. Like, I still don't know what things you might have to work on as a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to tell me what I need to be working on. Like maybe you good with, business and everything, and you good with, getting your books balanced and all that. Maybe I ain't good with all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we've talked about that, and I know that. So, but what I need to know from you is if you're being vulnerable with me, then I can see it. You ain't even got to come out, because I understand and I respect an established woman for separating themselves from a needy woman, because we got some needy ones out there. And I respect a woman who, y'all going out of y'all way to make sure that y'all ain't pointing out as one of them. And I feel you, because you got some women who, shoot, as soon as you meet her, she already hitting you with all her issues, all her problems.
Like Bill do.
We ain't even been talking for one day yet. As soon as I met you, you telling me you venting, you spraying out all type of issues. So I already know you gonna need me for this, that, third. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that. It has to be a balance. But we also don't want a woman who make us feel like she don't need nothing from us. Because then where's my value? You know what I'm saying?
What can you bring to the table?
What can I bring to the table? What can I do for you? That's what I'm looking for. What can I do for you, baby?
So some of the reasons men avoid established with women.
Mm-hmm. What?
They feel their provider role is diminished when a woman is already independent and successful. It's like, what can I do for her financially? She's doing it all. Or maybe I'm not making enough to join with this lady and become one because she's making too much.
Right.
It may be some intimidation or fear or insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
Established women oftentimes have high standards.
Right.
So, again, they can intimidate somebody. If you know your money here, but her standards here, there's a gap.
Right.
And in between that gap, some stuff need to happen. Some men interpret independence as a lack of emotional availability or need for a partner.
Mm.
The success of an established woman may unintentionally highlight a man's insecurity, making him withdraw. So sometimes as women, we could look at it like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. I can't find a man. There's something wrong with me. What am I doing wrong? It can possibly be something wrong with you too, but it can also be something's wrong with that guy. Maybe he's going through challenges and he's feeling inadequate and you just don't help the situation. So he avoids you at all costs and run to the needy chick so he can feel like the Superman he is. So, just kind of summing up all that you spilled out, because you poured out a man's heart. Like, where do we fit into this puzzle? You work, you pay your bills, you do this, you do that, you raise your kids, everything's set, but there's a big hole in that person that you don't see as a man. So there's definitely a sexual need, an emotional need, a physical need, a protection need, but it's just not communicated to you.
We just be wanting to hear. It does a lot to just hear stuff. It ain't even got to be something that I know I could do something about. Or that, excuse me, ain't even got to be something that you expect me to do something about. Mm-hmm. Right? You might have some baby daddy issues. I can't do nothing about that. But just to know that we both got some things, right? Mm-hmm. That we both got a lot of value that we bring in, but we also do got some things, both of us, that we need to be, that we can work on. Mm-hmm. That makes it feel better. Like I can relate better to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it tends to alienate people when you presenting yourself. Like how long does the what they call the thing when you first meet somebody and you put on this facade? Mm-hmm. How long does the facade last? Right? How long does it last? If it lasts too long, then now the person I'm feeling like, well, golly, like, what can I do for you then? Shoot, what do you give the person who has everything? What they say? The quote, what do you give a man? What do you give to a man? The man who has everything, right? It's hard. It's hard. So it's like, dang, help me. Help me help you fill that void. right? I don't even know. First of all, I feel like vulnerability, you know what I'm saying, is a part of making that transition.
Can I also listen? I don't know the character of every established woman, but it was one I met in Atlanta. Remember, I went up to her and I was like, "Hey, you have the modeling agency, whatever," and her attitude was just so. I was like, "Oh, let me unfollow, block." What's the character of us established women out here? What energy are we putting out? Like, we may be shutting a man down before he even walk up just off our nasty attitude because we feel like we got it all or we don't need nobody. And we crying at night because we want somebody. So it's put out. Like the Bible say, you got to be friendly to make friends. So as an established woman, if you're looking for somebody, present yourself friendly, smile, be nice, be kind.
Definitely. Historically, in regards to seeking high value men, women have sought them out, to be providers and protectors.
That's what our grandma taught us.
Exactly. To have kids, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to have kids if you can help it from nobody that can't financially help you out. It also for the portrayal of high value men in media, like we've seen in the movies, like the dude, the suit on, the tie, you know what I'm saying? He got it all together, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it looked good. So that's what a lot of women are going for because it looks solid. Women still want something that's solid, something they ain't got to be guessing about. You know what I'm saying? Security.
They do got to guess about those relationships because if we judging it based off a movie, if you ask me, half of the movies that we watched where the man was successful and well off, what happened in those movies? Abuse, cheating, degrading.
Yeah.
So we can't just be like, oh, that's the perfect image. I want a 6-figure man.
Yeah.
Why do you want it? But
yeah.
I'm gonna let you keep.
I'm just going down the list of things that reasons why women would seek out high value men. Which I don't feel like they're wrong for it. Women they seeking men who align with their career drive and their lifestyle goals. Right? That should match.
Yeah. It's like if I'm making 6 figures, why would I go date Billy who's making $20,000 a year?
I hear you, but at the same time too,
come on, let's talk about it.
Yeah, that might be an outlook on it, and it is for a lot of them. But I feel like that's just only one part of it. It's a very narrow way to see it. Because right now, the example you just gave me had to do with salary. It had more so to do with salary. It had some more so to do with how much the person makes. But even more so, I feel like if you, instead of looking for how much the person makes, you should kind of trying to see if they can match your drive, if anything. Because they may not be making, right, as much as you're making right now. But if they got a drive, it won't be long. They might even just need you to be able to just give them a little guidance as far as, but if they can match your drive, then y'all can go to the moon. You know what I'm saying?
So what if time is at play for this couple? Like, I don't have time to build a man. I've done that in my past relationships where they came in at ground level and I tried to work to bring them up. But now I just don't have time to build a man.
Well, some men feel the same. I don't have time to build a woman. And some women who quote unquote feel like they're established. Like I said, there's a lot of qualities in a person. So what you might be up here in regards to one side of that. Excuse me. Y'all pray for me to get over this cold. You might be up here in regards to salary wise, you know what I'm saying? Or career wise or things of that nature. But emotionally,
physically,
right? The pendulum starts to swing mentally, physically, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? You may be a little bit lower on that totem pole, whereas he may be higher on that, right? And haven't met the money side yet. So that means that if these two people meet, like I said, if their drives are the same though, and their goals are the same, then that means that they actually will be able to make it work and add to each other, add value to each other. Now, y'all gotta excuse us right quick because we ordered some pizza for the kids.
The pizza?
I think it's the pizza. So I'm gonna stay on while my baby go ahead and get the pizza for the kids. Right now, so some other reasons why a woman would be seeking see what I'm saying? Sorry, y'all, that's the dog. I know we got a dog. Actually, two of them. And let's see. I'm trying to hold it together, y'all. I'm trying to hold it together. So listen, financial stability as a practical factor in building a family. I mean, financially, having somebody that's financially stable, you definitely want that because your goals may be to build a family. You wanna pick right. So don't doubt you. But I don't blame nobody for that.
This is real life.
I feel like it's real life. It's a learned behavior. Past relationships with unreliable or unmotivated partners. It could make a person, like you said, I done had the trash before. So some women are like, I'm done with that. I'm done dating men like that, and I want a different level. I want a different level of man to date, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. So, baby, gotta shush the dog. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah.
So
those are some.
I was reading some reasons why women seek high value men.
Yeah, I understand it. It's just like, what are your non-negotiables? If salary is something that's big for you, don't get lost in losing out on a possibly good potential person, like a good prospect, because financially they in the 50,000 range,
right,
six-figure range. Like 6-figure range, it's kind of new. Let's be real.
Yeah,
it's kind of new to our community.
Yeah.
And it's glorified over the internet. Like, oh, I've been making 6 figures in a day, 6 figures in a second, 6 figures in a month.
Right.
So it's like, if that person ain't bringing it, you like, I don't want it. But emotionally, physically, spiritually, that person can elevate you to make more than you make and elevate themselves to make more than they make at that moment.
Right.
So just explore other things beyond finances. Men, don't run from women with finances. Yeah, they may be financially set, but emotionally, we need you. Spiritually, we need you.
And I think that's something too that, like, because of the culture that we're in, because of how society has kind of like
glorified
and kind of warped some of these messages right now, is that a lot of women they really feel like they got a problem. They got a problem admitting and saying those words out their mouth that I need a man. That don't mean you one of these needy chicks, but it's still true. You may not need them for everything like how somebody else might. Sorry, y'all. But you need them. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay, because until you can admit that, though, and become vulnerable with that truth, you'll continue to be as far away from actually getting that. You know what I'm saying?
I need a man. I want a man.
And what they say about drug addiction or whatever, like, or alcoholism, like, admitting that you have a problem is the first step.
Absolutely.
To getting any help. So kind of just admitting, it's like being a alcoholic, but you can't admit that you actually have a problem. The problem is, I ain't got a man. That's the problem. The problem is, I ain't got a woman, and I want one, and I want a good one. I want somebody with value. You got to be able to admit that. You can't be walking around here like, oh nah, you know what I'm saying, I'm self-made. I'm talking to my fellas right now. You feel me? Can't be talking about screaming self-made and all of that, but yeah, you did all you could do. But it's another level to that.
Absolutely.
Just imagine if you was able to accomplish all that you have yourself as just you, imagine what you could do with somebody that's like you. You know what I'm saying? So I think embracing for men, embracing those, not allowing insecurity to stop you from going after high value women.
I think high value women need to see men as an asset and just call it out for what it is. Financially, he may be struggling, but emotionally, he may be a king. Call out the king in him emotionally, which may make his finances change.
Right.
So my question to women is, are you capable to help somebody grow? Or you just want an established person because you don't have the faith, the drive, the heart, the compassion to help a brother up?
Wow.
Check in.
And see, that's kind of what I mean by when I get to the car, where's my place? Like, why you ain't clean the seat?
I'm gonna make sure your place is ready next time, babe. I get the message.
I'm saying, no, listen. A part of preparing, because you asked the question, like, how do you prepare for your passenger, right? You clean the seat off. Make sure it's comfy. Make sure it's clean. Where their feet can stretch out. Right? Especially if you know how tall they is, then you know to let the seat back.
No, babe, they gotta let that seat back by themselves when they get in the car.
Listen.
You gotta make sure the area is clean, but adjusting the seat how it needs to be.
Listen.
You gotta do that when you get in.
You ain't got to. I know one thing. If a man get in the car and he have to adjust his seat, no problem. Because we expect that.
Okay.
But let him get in the car and don't have to adjust his seat. Oh, baby, I'll handle that for you. You know how much a woman like that to stand out in the man's mind, in the man's heart?
Or let him get in the car and the seat too far back who been in his car. So just let the man adjust his seat. Clear the seat. Clear the
All right,
seat.
it's an analogy though. It's just an analogy. So
adjust it himself.
It's just an analogy about preparing for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna prepare for it. You gotta ask yourself, do I have the skill set? You got the skill set to make whatever you making, high value woman. You got the skill set to make whatever you making career-wise, high value man. But do you have the skill set to accommodate a partner in a committed relationship? Because you might I think a lot of people they psych themselves out. Because becoming high value and being successful in career-wise and a lot of things in life, you would think that you just the one, right? And your confidence level is gonna be up here, which it should be, right? I never feel like you should doubt yourself at all. But you got to be humble enough to learn something new, because you may have overlooked some areas that you just might not be good at. So don't think just because you're good at this that you're gonna be good at that. If you're asking for this, especially, right? Let's go after it with the same energy that you went after whatever that high value position you have, whatever that high value lifestyle that you're living. Like, let's go after that, just like you went after that. Like, let's go after the man, let's go after the woman, just like that. It's gonna be some specified skill set that you're gonna have to learn in order to attract this. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just walk in that job and become high value. It was a special skill set that you had to master to attract that. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. What skill set do I need to attract the person? High value, low value, medium value, whatever that I'm looking for. That's it. Don't just ask for it. Like, what's your part?
We came heavy on the established women.
Yeah. I came at the men too.
We came real heavy.
But I came at the men about their insecurities.
But I'm gonna go a little bit more.
Oh, Lord.
Not on the established women though. The ones that just be looking for high value men only. What's your value? Do you know your worth? Are you wishing upon a well because you don't want to work? What's the motives? You just want something you can take from? You just I want a lavish lifestyle, but I don't want to work for it. Why are you seeking a high value man? What's your reason? What's your purpose? Because like, I don't think it's right that you go and it be a one-way relationship. He's doing, he's giving, he's serving, he's paying all the bills, and you just reaping benefits.
So who are we talking to?
We talking to any woman, not an established woman, any woman that just only look for high value men.
Only.
Like, what's your motives?
Only. Well, for that too, okay, that's a great question. And I'm gonna say the same for the fellas. If you're only looking for established woman,
I call you
right?
a leech.
If you only looking for established woman, why? How does that fit in? Do you have a plan for this established woman? You know what I'm saying? How does she fit in to what you got planned? And if not, then are you just want one? You just want somebody with something you could take from?
Yeah. What's
Are you
the
a leech?
motives in these?
Are you the needy one?
Sir. Fella.
Ma'am. Are you the needy one?
Just what's the motives? What's the motives? Relationships are a two-way street. It's not just get. Like, I'm all for if I'm established. I kind of want my man to be some type of established. Like, I ain't gonna go too low.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to use all my resources to bring you up.
Exactly.
I want to join at some level and we grow together. Mm-hmm. But if I'm on ground zero and I'm talking about I only date men that make this money, it's like, why?
And what high quality skills do you have to add value to this person that you want? Because obviously they're on the level that you want to be at. But do you just plan on getting to that level by hooking up with somebody that's on that level? Or are you going to actually take the time, the personal time to cultivate skill sets that'll get you there yourself?
Yeah. Look beyond wealth or status. Mm-hmm. Find deeper qualities such as character, kindness, emotional intelligence, spiritual walks, spiritual journey.
Yes.
Do not let the shiny object be the dictator of the relationship. Because Lord knows, if I would have told Sylvester, I'm looking for a man with a whole lot of money 15 years ago, I would have lost out on a valuable asset. Financially, he was an employee. He was making what he made. Y'all know our story. Go back and listen to how it all got started with that one piece of chicken in a car.
Episode 1.
But I would have lost out on a high value man if I just looked at financially. Mm-hmm. So it's like, come on now. High value ain't
Thank
just...
you, baby. Thank you.
Now you from an island.
Sometimes.
But it's not just financial. It's other stuff to look at.
It's other stuff. So I guess the real question is, what qualities, right, do you see as valuable in a person? What qualities? Because that's going to sound different from whoever you ask, right? Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
Drop it down in the chat, y'all.
Yeah, drop it down. Drop it down in the comments.
In a relationship.
Drop it down in the comments. Ain't the chat yet till we start going live.
Drop it down there.
Trying to get her to go live.
Drop it down.
Tell her to go live too. If you want her to go live.
We might as well go live because the pizza men that knocked on the door, the dog done barked. Y'all would have been a part of our world at 8:02.
Right. So, what qualities truly matter to you in a person when you talk about getting in a relationship with them? And are you matching those qualities? Mm-hmm. Don't just look for something that you ain't giving yourself. Are you unintentionally limiting yourself to by focusing on just status or success? Are you unintentionally limiting yourself? Because while you looking at status or success, the exterior, this person could be bringing a wealth of things to the table that you need, but you're gonna miss out on because you're looking for somebody who has something that you already got. Ooh. I'm just saying.
Drop the mic in the show. I didn't even think about it that way.
Nah.
Nah, are you looking, instead of looking for somebody with something you got, like you got the resources, you got the position, respectfully.
Yeah.
But all that other stuff.
You like it.
Yeah. Lord, give the people the spirit of discernment to know. He may not financially got it, or she may financially have it, but I'm not going to let my fears, my insecurities, or my lack of faith in myself.
Right, because you got to see it.
Seek high value men, we all are blessed. We all can do it. So it's like you lack it in yourself that you got the potential to be high value. So you try to marry into it instead of working for it. So either way you look at it, women chasing men of high value, men running away from women that's high value, it all boils down to the same thing. Insecurities, fears, concern, placement.
Yeah. And a lot of people I asked and I had this conversation with, right? A common thread to a conversation about, like, you know, single people who are looking for somebody. As soon as I asked them, so what are you looking for? Most of them don't know. Which means that you're just that much farther away from finding it if you don't even know what it is. You ain't even took the time out to assess, what is it do I want? And that's basically asking that same question is, what do I value? What values do I want to actually see in a person and be, you know, if I'm going to be in a relationship with them? What values, what qualities do I value in a person? I don't even know. I'm just out here winging it. We just out here just dating, just taking them as they come and hoping that we turn up with a good one. That's
and
like,
what's a good one based on how you feeling in that moment?
Right.
If you don't know what you want, shit made me think.
Let's define those values, okay? And let's look past the status and all of that, because you can get with somebody who's status and financially up here,
and
right?
Something could happen overnight.
And character wise, loyalty wise, they down here with it. And is character, is loyalty, is respect, like, is that important to you?
Right.
Most of y'all say, yeah, that's important to me too. I ain't just about the money. Cool. Well, let's act like it. So if they up here with the money, that's what you want up here. But the character, I mean, we got to start taking some of these other things like character, like principles. We got to start taking these things into account, and you got to average that out. You got to average it out. Everything ain't gonna be up here. So, okay, I want somebody that's hot, that, you know, financially up here, but you don't want somebody that's way down here when it comes to morals and character. You know what I'm saying? So then you got to average it out, which means that you may not end up with somebody that's where you wanted at financially, but they might be a little lower. But then the other qualities line up. You know what I'm saying? Like that new tape I got today.
That thing
It line up. You feel me? It line up. And that's what you want. Balance. So, anyway, we done had fun, man, talking to y'all. We appreciate everybody who tune in and who get these nuggets and go eat up. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you know, it's something that you're able to apply to your life and it makes a difference, because that's what we're here for. Y'all
share it. Share it with your families, your friends. You know somebody single, dating, confused, or standards a little too low, too high. Like, they out there. Go on and share it, like it, comment,
subscribe.
We hit it. It was on one accord. Yeah. Be sure to do those things, y'all. That's it for me.
Well, that's it for me then. Shoot, that's it for you?
Yeah.
Well, that's it for me. I'm about to eat some pizza.
We out.
Peace. One